Okay guys, welcome to part 2 of the SRK Round 7 at Brighton, and you'll see here we've lined up on the grid, and as Mark comes around here because he had to change kart, we've realised that he's supposed to be somewhere in the midfield, and so yeah, cue funny montage of us being shifted around to fit Mark back in on the grid, so we all end up being jumbled back around to get into our grid slots ready for the start of this race. And yeah, there we go, that's all sorted, much faster that way. But yeah, there we go, the rolling start has begun, and yeah, we're not supposed to go ahead of Morgan, but yeah, we're going to get on the tail of this guy in front because I'm sure he's going to pull right up to the back of Lucas there. There he is, so now we're going to go, and yeah, we get our foot down and the green flag is flying, and we're going to look to try and make some moves early. We're going to follow Morgan through this first corner because the inside line is king here, so we're going to try and get that there. Now I'm going to get a bit of a slide and run wide and not actually benefit anything at all, but let's see if anything opens up here. We're going to try and send it up the inside. There we go, we found ourselves a little bit of space that we've put our nose in and got up the inside there, so that's one position gained. We were starting right at the back in 12th in this heat, and there we go, Morgan's made a move there, and we liked this move in heat 1, so we're going to try and do that thing where we just follow the person ahead through, and that seems to have come off pretty well there. So yeah, looks good. We made up 2 places on the first lap, so we're happy with that. Is there any more going to come? No, we're going to catch, it all kind of bunches up in front of us. We catch the back corner of Morgan's kart and we lose both of those positions we gain on turn 1, but we take one straight back and then straight up the inside to take that second one back. We see Charlie Summers and Lucas Sullivan having multiple coming together there up front. That's allowed us an opportunity, and I think that's Hagen in front of us, runs a little bit wide, and we just take 2 people in one corner. And yeah, feeling good here. We've got some decent drives going on, made some decent overtakes, and hoping for a good result in this one. Just making our way through the field, and there we go, Lucas leaves the door open and we're just going to send it straight up the inside there. Perfect this time, no contact like the last couple of times, but yeah, nice move there if I do say so myself, and go sliding round turn 1 and 2 there a little bit. I got bumped from behind. I think the reason for the sliding, you see me raise my hand to the marshal there just to notify him that there's a lot of contact going on. And but yeah, we're going to try and settle down into this race now. We've got a little bit of a gap here in front of Morgan. He runs wide. We know that kart 44 isn't great, so we've got a chance to make a move here. So we're going to look up the inside of Morgan and see if we can get something done here. He leaves us space very kindly, but he does manage to stay ahead. And then we're going to think about up the inside. Then we're going to take race line, and then there's sorry to Simon there, I was sideways. He ended up catching me, but yeah, there we go, another incident where 2 SRK1 drivers are having a bit of an argy-bargy, and you see me letting the marshal know that they need to give at least one of them a black and white flag for that, because that was just completely unacceptable. Yeah, it's just another race where we're going well and then SRK1 drivers have a bit of an incident, and I'm just the collateral damage, the innocent bystander, just wiped out there. And you probably saw the marshal up ahead before we turned into the right-hander to go under the bridge, pointed the black and white flag at Lucas Sullivan up ahead, so we know that he's got a penalty. But we didn't lose too much. We'd lost a couple of positions, but we're going to try and get our heads down. I've got back on the tail of these guys in front, but I think I'm driving pretty angry here. I'm sliding a lot. I'm not being very smooth and consistent. Yeah, I've just got to snap out of that really. As soon as I come round turn 4 here, I just get a massive slide on and lose a bit of time. I have to check over my shoulders. I come out so slow, I have to check that nobody's catching up behind me. And yeah, and then I take that too aggressively, and yeah, I just need to calm down, settle in as I slide around another corner. Right, I promise I snap out of this little bit of a funk soon, and just get my head down and start driving properly again. You see, I just completely cut across that curve there, which is pretty much the racing line, but I think I took it a bit too aggressively this time. But we're starting to catch back up again. I've got my head down. We're gaining on the 2 in front, and yeah, I really want to get these positions back and see what moves we can make up ahead, because we were on the tail of Morgan, and you can see he's way up the field now. So we were on for a really good result this heat, with how it was going early on, but we could still salvage something here. I haven't been wiped out. I just turned in far too early, clobber that grass on the inside again like I did in the earlier heat, and lose all of that time that I gained over the last couple of laps, and then I just missed the apex by about 27 years and shake of the head. And that's the point where I just kind of snapped back in. I think I was having some good laps until that point in between, but I just needed to snap back in and concentrate. I think that shake of the head was just shake it off. It's happened. And I get on with the drive, and I take that turn 4 there much better than I have been in this heat. And we're starting to try and build back up to these two in front. Hopefully they'll start battling and let us catch up a bit. See, I get a massive slide on there. Not necessarily the best, but doesn't seem to have hurt me too much. And coming around this right left-hander, happy with how I'm taking this turn 10 now. As you see, I gained a bit of time on them there. Can I get the drive out the corner to keep it? Yeah, we've gained a little bit on them there. Happy with this section of the track. I think this section coming out of turn 2, round turn 3 here, and then turn 4 here, the right hander. This was my weakest section. You see, I clobber the inside barrier again. Another shake of the head. That was my weakest section of the track. I was fine basically from this right hander here at turn 6 all the way until the end of the lap, turning into turn 1. But it just couldn't get it right around that section. I've lost all of that time again that I gained, which is kind of frustrating, but it's time to just get my head down, get back in, and we see a move up ahead, do we? They're going to battle a little bit. No, Lucas manages to stay ahead, but them two battling now has allowed me opportunity to catch up whilst they're focused on each other. Just get my head down, smash some laps in, and just concentrate and drive a clean race, hopefully avoiding any barriers or any further incident, and see what kind of result we can salvage from this. And go around under the bridge up to this sweeping hairpin here, and you can see I'm getting a load of slide on again. I don't know what was going on with that, but it doesn't seem to be absolutely destroying my times. I'm catching up to the guys ahead still. You see a nice wide turn in, hit the apex spot on, and we've caught right up to I think this is Hagen ahead. And yeah, liking this turn 1, 2 section. Let's see if we can get turn 2 to turn 6 right this time. No mistakes through here. So around right hander of turn 4. That's perfect. Just clip that inside curb with the tiniest little bits that it doesn't unsettle the car. And then we're going to get a move on here. We're going to look for it. We stick tight. He's seen us too late, and he can't defend that. And we get round the that corner there, and we are in, and we're ahead. Check both sides, make sure he's not about to send it back up the inside. But that looks like move done. Not even really defensive into turn 10 there. So that looks like we've made that move stick. Nice. And that's what happens when I get my head down and just concentrate. If I'd have got that straight away rather than wasting those 2 or 3 laps, we see the last lap board comes out now. I wasted 2 or 3 laps losing time to the guys ahead because I was frustrated. And you see now we're on the tail of Lucas Sullivan, and there's 3 carts just a little bit up the road. So we could have been involved in this battle if I'd have just got my head together. And we're going to have a look up the inside. No, not close enough to make a move there. Can we get switch back here? We're going to get good drive. Can't quite get our nose up the inside though. Can we get anything into turn 10 on the last lap? Let's see. No, well, we give Lucas a little nudge there because I braked a little bit late. I get a little no contact board there, but we didn't push him off, and we'd got a lot of bumping from behind earlier in the heat. But there we go, and there's the checkered flag. That was a mixed bag really. Morgan finished up in 4th, I think it was. So there was opportunity for me there, because obviously I was on the tail of Morgan up until that incident. And yeah, so I feel like a good 4th or 5th place finish was on there, but it wasn't to be. But as we come into the pits here. Hey guys, how we doing? So heats are done. So I had heat 8 and 10 I was in, so it was a pretty quick turnaround. I can't even remember my second heat at this point. I think it was good. Yeah, I think I finished like 6th. So yeah, it's lots of racing, lots of action, and getting late in the day. So we're here
all my focus is going into driving, because obviously first good result in the first heat, looking to get a good one today. So yeah, I actually can't remember heat 8 at all. I think I finished 6th. I'll find out later. There's like a power grid issue in the area today, so none of the timing or scoreboards or anything like that is working. We're getting all of our heats off of a piece of paper. Yeah, so they're doing well to run it, considering they got no power. Unfortunately, it does mean no food in the cafe here, which is a shame because the food was amazing yesterday. But yeah, it's gone well. My third heat, heat 10, was flying, and then we collected another SRK1 incident. It happened, it's unfortunate. Both drivers came and apologised. Like, obviously both said, just innocent bystander, sorry. You have to accept the apology. It's all they can do at this point. There's nothing that can be done before now that the incident's happened, and I did manage to pull back. Probably saw a lot of arm waving about flags and stuff in there. I was pretty annoyed at the time, but they did give Lucas a penalty, who I ended up behind in the end, and so I gained that place because he gets a 2-place drop. So I think that was 8th. I don't know. We'll see when the final results go up in a minute. They'll have review penalties and everything like that now before the finals as well. They're really getting strict on that, which is great. And yeah, kart parity has been questionable at times today, but they ran a great event, especially considering how tough it is without any power. But yeah, just waiting to find out what finals we're in. I'm pretty happy with my results. But yeah, we will see. It looks like Tom Seabrook's had a good day, so he might be quite a way ahead of us, but we'll see where we are. We'll get on the grid and we'll see what kart we get, and we'll have some fun, and hopefully I'll have a trophy to show you later. See you in a bit.
Okay guys, so here we are on our way to the grid. We qualified into the B final, and we were the only SRK2 driver in the B final, but unbelievably we are only 3rd in class. And Joel has qualified through from the C final, so I'm starting 8th on the grid, he's going to be starting 12th on the grid, and yeah, we've got a little bit of dancing going on the grid. Everybody's happy, but yeah, so my aim this one is simply to beat Joel, who you see there behind Diego in the red suit. My goal is to stay ahead of him and I get a podium, so that is the aim. Stay out of trouble, beat Joel. Let's see if we can do it. We've got the rolling start on the go here. We've got Jen to our right, Morgan in front of her, we've got Ben Chick in front of us, and we see it all just bunching up a little bit here. Obviously in this rolling start we want to be as close to the tail of the driver in front as we can be, and obviously this is the first time I think today I'm going to start on the outside. No, I did in my lowest heat, didn't I? But yeah, we're starting on the outside, so this is going to be interesting. Gabe's straight up the inside obviously, but we're going to switch over to that inside and try and follow him through under the bridge. Is it going to open up? No, it's not quite going to open up, and then Diego's going to send it round the outside and manage to do what I didn't manage to do earlier. Is he going to keep that position though? We're going to look interested. There's 3 wide ahead. We're side by side with Diego, Charlie in front of us. Right, so just please nobody wipe me out here at this point. And going into turn 10, it's all very argy-bargy. I'm getting bumped, they're getting bumped, but we managed to barge our way through. I think that wasn't the cleanest, but I think I was pushed into it as much as anything else. But yeah, this is the B final. We're starting to get towards the business end of the event now, and I just slide like hell, and I clobber that inside barrier. And why am I making that mistake this late in the day? I don't know, but there we go. It's happened now, and Charlie's up our inside. We're going to try and hang it round the outside, switch back underneath him. No, Diego's seen that hole, and he's straight in there. But neither of them are Joel, so we're okay for now. We're still on that podium spot, that 3rd place in class that we've been itching for the whole season since we got it in round 1 at Castle Combe. We're itching to be on that podium again to get a 3rd place overall, and it's kind of calmed down a bit now. We've got into a kind of single file. Everybody's had their little aggro at the start, and now it's all about just settling into this heat. This was a longer final as well than the heats were, so there's plenty of time in this race to get the moves done that you need done. See Diego going over the drain of doom there and being kicked out wide. He's really on the move. We're going to try and stick to him. but we've got a little bit of a gap on us ahead. Hopefully if they start battling we can get involved and put some more drivers between myself and Joel behind. See, I'm feeling fairly clean at this point. Take a look over the shoulder just to check where everybody is. Turn 1, turn 2, we see Charlie overtakes Jen ahead, and Diego's gonna be looking to do the same, but Jen goes defensive into turn 4, which allows Diego to shoot up the inside. Does he? He's nearly alongside. He's alongside going into the right hand of turn 6, and I don't manage to follow him through, and then both of them are going to take the inside line, so I switch back to the racing line, try and switch back coming out of that corner there. No, can't quite get the drive on, but we are now on Jen's tail, and hoping to put another driver between myself and Joel behind to really maintain these podium slots. And yeah, this is going alright. We're kind of maintaining. Lost a little bit around turn 10 there. Let's see what we can get. Turn 1, turn 2. Turn 1 was not clean. It just sets up badly, so I take a look over both shoulders, make sure nobody's mugging me after that little mistake. But we're coming around turn 4 quite nice, and then we're into my faster section here, the section where I was feeling really comfortable. This under the bridge, and we catch right up there, and Jen's super defensive, so we're going to take the racing line, try and switch back underneath, and that looks good. It looks good. It looks good. Oh, she maybe could have cut me off there, and I go back to racing line and realise she's behind, and I flick to the right, hand up in apology. As I eased her into the barrier a little bit there. Really didn't mean to. I thought I was already past, but as soon as I felt the contact and heard the clop of the barrier, I turned right to allow her space. So yeah, sorry to Jem for that little bit of contact. Sometimes it's hard. You think you've already made the move and you go to move back to the racing line, but fortunately she didn't get wiped out by that or anything, so hopefully it didn't hurt her race too much. Now we've got some clean air ahead, at least one SRK1 driver between me and Joel, and we're on the podium spot at the moment, and I just got to get my head down and drive now. This is where I'm least comfortable, I think, when there's nobody just in front of me, so I'm not chasing somebody, and there's nobody right behind me, so I'm not imminently defending. This is where I tend to make the most mistakes. I get inside my own head and I slow up for some reason, allow the carts behind to catch me so that I can start defending properly. I don't know, I trust myself to be able to defend fairly well, but this instance here where there's nobody ahead for me to latch onto the back of, when I'm near somebody and I'm chasing them, it seems to focus me, and when I'm defending against somebody, it seems to focus me. When I've got this bit of a gap in both directions, I seem to struggle to keep my pace up and keep my focus. And so that's all I'm concentrating on here. I'm just thinking, just drive smooth. I know the lines. You see, I get a touch from Hagen now. I'm really anxious at this point. I give him a wave of the finger as he's hit me going into the corner and pushed me wide. And that was just a don't you be ruining my podium shot here, mate. You're fighting over scraps of the B final in SRK1. I'm fighting for a podium. Please don't ruin my race with contact like that. All in good nature. Like Hagen, we speak off the track, he's a really nice guy. But once we're in the cart and I'm in a podium slot, the last thing I want is to be taken out by somebody that isn't in that fight. As we can see, Diego has disappeared. So this really is now just defend, drive as fast as I can, stay ahead of Joel. And we see there's the shadow of a bumper behind us. I'm not sure who's behind us at this point. Obviously no rear view camera equipped, so I can't see who's behind me at this point. So yeah, I'm hoping it's still at least one of the SRK1 drivers. I think Jen had an absolute dog of a cart, so she fell back after I overtook her, and couldn't get too much done. And then I've gone super defensive, so I'm very conscious of somebody up the inside. I've even gone over the drain just to say super inside, look over both shoulders to make sure I'm not about to get mugged. And yeah, I'm really starting to feel the pressure now. Semi-defensive line in the middle of the track, sticking it tight round the exit of that corner and along the straight, just to show that I'm not giving up this position. This is my finishing position now. I'm keeping it, and I'm getting on that podium. I'm hungry for it, and I'm holding it well. driven well in the heats. I've put myself in prime position to take that 3rd spot in class. I'm not letting it go now halfway through the final, and we can see I'm comfortable here. I've taken the racing line, so I'm happy that whoever's behind I've gained enough time on. I'm trying not to look over my shoulder every corner, because obviously that'll break my concentration and just slow me up, but I also do really want to know who's behind me and how close they are. So as I come on this straight here, I've glanced over the shoulder once I'm out of the turn 10 there. And turn 1, turn 2, just slide into turn 1 there, but it doesn't seem to cost me any time. Well, I am checking both shoulders coming out of turn 2. Round turn 4, this has been my weakest corner on the track all day, but that's alright. I missed the apex, but it's better than clobbering the barrier, isn't it? And then this one, down under the bridge, turn 6 there, I'm happy with that. And I've decided to start trying to take Seb's line, where he drives over that drain, essentially just gets the drain in between the 2 tyres to really tighten up that apex and carry more speed. But if you get a little bit wrong and your tyre dips into that drain, you get just bounced out wide and lose more time than you gain. So it's a bit high risk, but you've got to execute it every time perfectly. But I'm feeling, there we go, last lap board. Look over the shoulder, the podium's within touching distance now. It's only about 40 seconds away, no mistakes, just drive a decent lap. We see the nose of a cart and some red boots. I'm pretty sure that's Joel on our tail now, so we're going to go super defensive up round here. If he's going to overtake me for this podium, he's going to have to do it the hard way. He sticks his nose right up inside, and I shake my head at that because that was never on. I was all the way up inside defensive. I don't know who it was. I'm not sure if it was Joel or Hayden, but yeah, that was never on. I was on the white line on the inside, and they just tried sticking their nose up the inside, but I wasn't letting anybody through at that point. There was no way. I'm keeping that podium, and as we come around the last corner, take the checkered flag. Nice little subtle celebration of the fist pump to myself there, and that's it. We've done it. The 2nd podium of the year. This one felt really good. Thumbs up to Joel there. Joel ended up right behind us. I'm not sure if that's because Hagen was on our tail, but yeah, 2nd podium of the year. This one really meant a lot. I was really happy with it. I was over the moon with this performance. I felt like I drove really well. I was more aggressive than I have been in recent rounds, and yeah, was well happy. So yeah, let's jump into the final results.
So in 4th place was Joel, in 3rd place there was Sam Cox. Well done, Sam. Good job. In 2nd place in SRK 2, back at the A5, that was Aiden. Well done, Aiden. And your winner of SRK 2 was Thomas Seabrook. Well done. Feels dirty.
Okay, so let's take a look at the final results. So here we have the top 20, and we'll see the green there is the SRK2. So Thomas Seabrook took 10th overall, Aidan took 11th. I took 19th overall to take 3rd in class. And yeah, we see the top 3 there. James Dowden taking the win, Seb taking 2nd, and Seb and Luke taking 3rd. So a good day all round for Swift Cooper, especially with Ryan taking 5th as well. But yeah, I'm super happy with that 19th overall. A nice haul of 196 points just to get me half back in that fight for 3rd place and just really secure myself in those top 4. Took a step away from the guys behind. Unfortunately, in terms of catching top 3, Aidan finished 2nd, obviously, and Harrison, I'm probably not going to catch Harrison. I say probably not, I'm definitely not going to catch Harrison come the end of the season, so he was the one of the top 3 that finished behind me. I need to start beating Aidan in some of these rounds if I'm going to get the kind of points needed to overtake him in the championship. And then we'll take a look at the rest of the thing, just because it's got my face in the picture there, the class podium on the right there. I've had a haircut since then, I probably need a new picture. But yeah, there we see Harrison ended up 24th, next down in class, and a teammate Shane there in 32nd overall, and Jimmy Fans joined us for the Southeast Trophy. He was there in 27th overall. And Matt joined us again for this one, He unfortunately ended up down in 36th. I think he had a little bit of contact and stuff like that, but it was great to have Matt on the team again. It was great to meet Jimmy, and it was great to have a full 4 of us, a real great 4 drivers as well. I feel like it was really fun. It's great to have those teammates there with you as well, to kind of bounce off of when things are going well, or to pick you up when things are going bad. And they were really nice guys, so it's just good to spend the time with them. And yeah, we'll jump into the actual championship standings now and see how they are looking in SRK2. And we see there, I'm currently P4 still, 892 points. This is showing a best 5 of 7 results, so this is still including that 106 points from round 2 at Hereford there. I'm really hoping to get that as one of my dropped and have a decent result in these last 2 rounds. If I can score about 175 in these last 2 rounds each, then I'll be happy that I've given it my all to take a decent finishing position. But you see Aidan there is a good chunk of points ahead of me, and he just doesn't have bad results. He is Mr. Consistent. Yeah, he's always there or thereabouts in the top 25, and that's just scoring consistently good points, keeping him there in that 3rd place above me. And we got Harrison and Tom in 2nd and 1st, and they are both just kind of running away with this. Those 2 guys they're actually ranked in the top 20 overall in SRK, so they're mixing it with the SRK1 drivers. Really impressive. So I doubt I'm going to catch either of those 2 unless they both have shocking last rounds. But yeah, so Aidan's my target to get that top 4. It's going to take quite the effort, but I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to these last 2 rounds, and that's going to do it for this one. So we'll see you in the next one, and have a good day.